My friends, how are you? It's great to see you for yet another video. And we have reached a point in America where it is time, long past time as a matter of fact, for anybody with any kind of power, anything they can do at all, to stand up for the American people and do the right thing. Because, my friends, we are definitely on the verge of fascism right now, as Donald Trump chips away at America's institutions, as Donald Trump installs loyalists to do his bidding for him. We slip just a little bit further into it every day as ICE runs around the country rounding up everyone who happens to be too brown. Doesn't matter if you're a citizen or not. You know, we are in a very, very bad situation. And for the longest time, it's felt like the Democrats haven't really stood up. You guys know that I'm no fan of Chuck Schumer. We don't have time anymore for strongly worded letters. We are in a very defining time in America's history where it requires people to put it all on the line in one form or another to take care of the American people. And it has been super frustrating, my friends, for a lot of years as Democrats have chose to play nice through everything. Love me some Michelle Obama, but when they go low, we go high. Didn't do a lot of fucking good for any of us. Now did it. And we're finally starting to see, my friends, some backbone in this fucking country from the Democrats. And that gets me excited. I don't know how the rest of you feel about it, but it kind of does something for me when people stand up for what's right and wrong in this goddamn country and goes and at least tries to do the right thing. Because we understand we're in a very bad situation, don't we? Well, a lot of us do, but there's millions of other Americans who are billionaire bootlickers who bow down to, what's the damn word I'm looking for? Bow down to, there's a damn dictator, and they think that, I guess it could be a number of things. Maybe they just want to be told what to do in life and it sort of releases them from any responsibility. Well, I was just doing what I was told. They don't want to make decisions for themselves in the future anymore. They just want everything dictated to them. Maybe that's a possibility. Maybe they think because they haven't paid attention to history whatsoever that if they fall in line and do what they're told, that dictator will really like them and really take care of them and they're going to be set for life. I don't fucking know why we live in a world like that. But on the flip side of that is a bunch of people that are fighting for the freedom in America right now. And the fight is getting real every day. It's getting more and more real, my friends. For a while there was pretty touch and go, a little bit sketchy, wasn't it? We weren't sure if anybody was really going to stand up for the American people. And we're finally starting to see it in guys like Gavin Newsom, Beto O'Rourke, who's been very impressive lately, the Texas representatives that all fled the state when Greg Abbott and Donald Trump were trying to gerrymander the shit out of Texas because they know Donald Trump is going to get his ass kicked in these upcoming midterm elections because of his very unpopular policy. And of course, that's not an all-inclusive list, but it is nice to see the amount of people that are out there standing up for the American people. And I know that took me nearly 4 fucking minutes to get that all out, but that's what we're here to talk about today, my friends. And sorry I missed you yesterday. I just took myself a little mental health break yesterday. Do you know why? Because I fucking needed it. I just needed to turn off the internet for the day and just kind of mind my business. A few of you reached out to make sure I was doing good. I promise you, I'm probably always good. If it's a few days you don't hear from me, start looking for the body, okay? But you know, sometimes I just need a day off. Anyways, we've got Gavin Newsom, who is emerging as potentially an American hero as we go through, as history starts to unfold for us here, as he has now done a number of things to fight back against Donald Trump, and he has said some very inspiring things. One of the things he's doing is his office is trolling the living shit out of Donald Trump by typing a bunch of nonsensical tweets in the same style that Donald Trump would do it, and they're just making fun of him. They're insulting him every chance they get when they make these tweets, giving Donald Trump deadlines and telling the American people that he's a failed president with tiny hands and he's a weak man and all these things. And I mean, that's fantastic, obviously. Like, fucking with people on the internet does mess with them a little bit. But I think that part's funny, as they're just trolling the shit out of Donald Trump. And I haven't got to see it. I've heard people say okay, I've heard people say that there are some media outlets that are outraged by what Gavin Newsom and his office are doing. I haven't personally seen it. I'm a busy guy sometimes, my friends, and I don't always get to check on everything. But to me, that's kind of funny. It's not funny, but it shows how the media would be definitely slanted towards kissing Donald Trump's ass if they're saying anything about what Gavin Newsom is doing. But yesterday, while I was taking my little health break, my little mental health break that I went on yesterday, I did spend some time. I listened to the entire press conference from California. Be fucking honest with you, I don't know who most of those people were. I was happy to hear the one lady that said fuck a few times in her speech. I enjoy that, as you know. It speaks to my soul, my friends, when I hear somebody say that naughty word. But I heard Adam Schiff was there talking, and of course Gavin Newsom was there talking. And look, he gave a powerful speech, and I'm not gonna say it verbatim, but what I took away from it is now is the fucking time. We are not going to stand by and let Donald Trump just steamroll the fuck out of America. He took a little jab at Texas. He said let me slow down, my friends. I get a little worked up sometimes. He goes, they say don't mess with Texas, and he rolled his eyes a little bit, and then he said, don't mess with California. Listen, I don't know how California became demonized in this country as like this terrible thing. I'm amongst the rednecks out here, my friends, driving a truck every day, and the parts of the country that I'm from, people have vilified California for some reason or another, and I never really know why. It's a high cost of living. It's a very busy state. Definitely there's a lot of diversity in California, but California is a massive asset to the United States. Depending on the current statistics, I believe it bounces somewhere between fourth and fifth largest economy in the world, and that's just one state in America. Amongst other fucking things that make I don't even know what I was saying. Make California just a massive asset to the American people as a whole. And I do not understand why there's all this time like vilifying them. For a lot of truckers, it's like the environmental regulations having to do with, cleaner air and cleaner water and shit like that, which sounds like a good deal to me. Yeah, it costs a little bit more to not be filthy, but in the long run, it's pretty fucking worth it, right? Let's not, destroy the only goddamn planet that we live on. We aren't doing a whole lot as far as it goes with colonizing Mars and shit like that. We're not getting much done. Until we see progress on that, I'd probably like it if we didn't destroy the fucking planet. That would be good, right? But anyways, Gavin Newsom talked a lot about basically just taking the fight back to them, finding any way that we can to respond, either elected leaders doing that the way Gavin Newsom is trying to do that, which I'll talk about. I just forgot. You guys probably all already know what Gavin Newsom is up to, but I'll tell you what I think on it anyways. And for people like us to just speak up and say this is not fucking right, to vote the right way, to mobilize other people to go vote the right fucking way. That's going to be super important in the upcoming elections, midterms. The people that sit on their asses at home and don't participate in America's democracy, you got to start getting the fuck up and getting out there. You have to. And look, I'm allowed to say that. I'm a truck driver. I rarely go home. I work 70 hours a week. But when it's time to vote, I get my ass there and get it done one way or another. Because I'm not sitting on the fucking sidelines while a fascist takes over the country. And I have been voting for quite a few years, roughly. I think I started when Hillary ran, because I wasn't that political. I wasn't that involved in politics, but I couldn't stomach the idea of Donald Trump being the president of the United States. So that's when I started voting myself, and I have voted every time since then. So we got to get people that are sitting on their asses at home to get the fuck up and participate. That's a huge fucking deal. Anyway, so Gavin Newsom is, I don't know, I'm not an expert on these things, my friends, but he has basically given the people of California the opportunity to vote on some sort of thing that will, on a bill that will gerrymander the fuck out of California so that it costs Republicans to lose seats. And look, it's a fair response, because that's what Texas is trying to do in their state right now. So somebody had to respond. It's sort of like an automated thing where it gerrymanders them for the upcoming midterms and I think the next presidential election, and then it goes back back to their independent state, whatever it is, the independent group that comes up with the districts after that, automatically, with no arguments or no anything like that. Of course, you guys probably know the finer details, but he is letting the people of California make that decision. So is there a chance we won't pull this off? Yeah, there's a chance, but he's at least doing it the right way. You know, but for him to stand up like he is, I saw him giving an interview where he bullied Donald Trump back, basically, about the all the stupid shit that Donald Trump says. He talks about how Donald Trump acts like his buddy when they're like just having a phone call, and all that tough guy shit that he does is because Donald Trump is convinced that all this he's doing is still reality TV, my friends. And on that note, I also want to get to Beto O'Rourke. I like him a lot. I've actually always liked him. I don't remember what he was running for years ago, but I remember buying one of his hats. I wore it for a little while. I didn't much care for the hat. I just wanted to contribute money, but it was just a black hat that said Beto on it. That's it. I only wore it for a couple weeks, and then I realized maybe I don't want to be the guy that's wearing like a politician's name on my head, and I scrapped that idea, but I still bought his fucking hat. And I fucking love Beto. This guy does not give a fuck. I remember a few years ago he was doing a town hall or something similar to that, a rally, what have you, and he was talking about gun violence in schools, where he was getting worked up, he was getting really into what he was saying, and he was acting out what he was doing, and he like acted out, I think, like pulling out a gun and pointing it to where somebody in the audience laughed, and Beto immediately responded something like, "It may be funny to you, motherfucker, but it ain't funny to me." And I went, I love this man. I absolutely adore Beto O'Rourke. I do. Now, we may have some policy differences. It's something we could get into at some point. But as a strong leader and politician that wants to stand up for right and wrong in America, he's a good fucking guy. He's really good. And he was recently talking about all this shit that Texas is doing also. And he's from Texas, for anybody that don't know. You probably do, but just in case. And he urged other blue states to start doing the same fucking thing that California is trying to do, to respond right now and try to gerrymander their states also. And he made a very good point. He said the Republicans don't play by the rules. Fuck the rules. And he's 100% right, okay? Now, I just got a text message that my shower's ready at this truck stop, so I gotta hurry up and get in there before some other filthy, greasy trucker gets my spot in line. So I might cut this a little short, but what I want to tell you is we are finally seeing brave people stand up for what's right and wrong in this country, and we will start to see more and more people do that. It creates this permission structure, lets people know, look, we're out here fighting together, we're out here doing the right thing. And this movement that is happening against Donald Trump is going to continue to grow and continue to pick up steam as more and more people feel emboldened and empowered to speak out. Donald Trump is going to try to intimidate you. He sent ICE out to the thing they were doing in California yesterday to try to intimidate people going in the doors to watch Gavin Newsom speak. And you can anticipate that that is going to happen. They're going to try to scare you. Trump's minions come to my comment section every day and they try to intimidate me. Fuck them. We're not backing down at this point, my friends. This is it. There is a power grab by MAGA, by Donald Trump and the Republican Party, to strip Americans of any of their voting power unless you vote with them. And that is not America. That is not fucking patriotism. That is not democracy. That is a power grab. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. You don't want that to happen. You cannot allow it. Look, if the Democrats were trying to power grab fucking everything, which they're responding to the Republicans, but if they were trying to just grab up all the power everywhere, I would want to sit back, look at that, and have some fucking concerns about what is going on, because granted, they're the better political party in America right now, and it ain't even close. What we don't want is one person rising to power in America and able to do whatever they want, because that creates a very dangerous situation. Anyways, I gotta get in and get my shower. Love you guys. Bye now.